Hi, this is Dhruv here. I present this video to you on reverse psychology. Have you ever noticed anyone using psychological tactics to win over other people or simply to win games? Well, most of this is reverse psychology. It's a technique involving the advocacy of a belief or behavior that is opposite to the one desired, with the expectation that this approach will encourage the subject of the persuasion to do what is actually desired, that is, the opposite of what is suggested. This technique relies on the psychological phenomenon of reactance, in which a person has a negative emotional response in reaction to being persuaded and thus chooses the option which is being advocated against. Reverse psychology has a lot of strength and it can always be used to one's advantage. You just need to know how. If you're wondering, there's one really special thing about this. You can even get your ex back if you use reverse psychology well. Hang on and check this out. I want to talk about a classic example of reverse psychology now. I'm not talking about any particular conversation or even a written script. It's just a simple picture. A large red warning button. You always know there's danger looming if you go around it, leave alone press it. And it's always telling you, do not press this, danger ahead, self-destruct, you'll blow yourself up, you'll end your game. But no, what do you do in the end? You have to go forward and press that little button which tells you not to go around it. This is nothing but reverse psychology. And a lot of cartoons and jokes have been cracked on this concept earlier, which we can see all over the place. Another interesting concept is reverse psychology as used against children. It's often used on children due to their high tendency to respond with reactance. This is nothing but a desire to restore threatened freedom of action. Some parents feel that this is the best strategy to use reverse psychology, telling children to stay in the house when you really want them to choose to go outside and play. Questions have, however, been raised about such an approach when it is more than merely instrumental, in the sense that reverse psychology implies a clever manipulation of the child, and nothing more. With respect to emotional intelligence and successful fathering, the advice has been given, don't try to use reverse psychology. Such strategies are confusing, manipulative, dishonest, and they rarely work. But the secret is, they work most of the times. In addition, consistently allowing a child to do the opposite of what he or she is being advised undermines the authority of the parent and is not something you'd want.
Hey Coops, will you eat your cheese? Hey Cooper, don't eat your cheese! Don't eat it! Don't eat it! Don't eat it!
Everett, don't smile. Stop smiling.
Vamos caminando.
Aquí.
No, caminando.
Aquí.
¿Caminando?
Aquí.
No.
Aquí.
No.
Sí.
No.
Sí.
Sí.
No.
Bueno, no, vamos.
Reverse psychology, more often than not, can get really manipulative, and you can always get your way through. A very striking point here is that you can always play with someone's ego by going against them and telling them something they don't want to hear, or challenging them. And this is how reverse psychology can actually persuade someone to do something that you really want them to do. And the driving force will be just the fact that their ego is getting hurt. Besides that, you can always use reverse psychology with your friends and relatives and always get your way through. I mean, it's so simple and it's so much fun at times. You actually have a good time.
Hey Arya, can you make me a sandwich, please?
No, you can make it yourself.
Alright, I didn't really want one anyway.
Nice try, but that reverse psychology bullshit of yours doesn't work on me.
That's probably because you're too smart, beautiful, and funny.
May I make you a sandwich, honey?
Even cartoons have played upon this concept and made jokes out of it. Here's one example. This was the case in The Simpsons in the third season episode, Saturdays of Thunder. Homer has a conversation with his brain after reading a passage in Bill Cosby's parental advice book, Fatherhood. Homer's brain: don't you get it? You've got to use reverse psychology. Homer: that sounds too complicated. Homer's brain: okay, don't use reverse psychology. Homer: alright, I will. There we go. So basically, without even understanding and without even knowing what reverse psychology is, Homer actually became a victim to reverse psychology. Now, there's another example in one of the famous Looney Tunes cartoons in which you had Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. It was called Rabbit Fire. Bugs and Daffy are trying to convince Elmer the hunter that it's hunting season for the other species and not their own. So after a back and forth with Bugs proclaiming duck season and Daffy wabbit season, Bugs switches to say wabbit season, to which Daffy begins saying duck season, even going so far as to exclaim, I say it's duck season and I say fire.
Let's try that again. Okay, I'll start it this time. Right. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Fire! Okay, this time you start it. Whatever you say. Wabbit. Duck fire!
Reverse psychology can really be used to get stuff out of your friends and family. Well, this is something I tried with my friends. Have a look at this.
Hey Adit, I've got this psychology presentation I need to make, and I really need to make a video for it. And you're the only one around who's free, and you're a great actor, man. Come on, help me out with this.
I can't do it. I've got lots of quizzes this week, and I seriously don't have any time.
It's not going to take too long.
I've got a fluid mechanics quiz tomorrow, man.
It's not going to take too long, man.
I can't do it, man. I've got so
minutes.
much to read, man. I've got so much.
5 minutes, dude. 5 minutes.
No, man.
Friendship, man.
Can't do it, man. No way.
थोड़ी देर लगेगी बस.
No way.
अरे, you just take a little time.
I seriously don't have any time.
One sec. Hello. Yeah, Pratham. Tell me. Oh, cool, man. That's great. Oh, he's acting in my video. Cool, man. Thanks a lot. See you.
Really? You got someone else?
Yeah, I just got a call in front of you.
Oh, I think I can just give you some time tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, I can do it. Quizzes happen every week.
That's great, man. See you at 10 in the morning. That's cool, man. Awesome. Thanks.
You know, even though I keep saying that reverse psychology is such a good tactic to get stuff from your friends and family, it doesn't always work. And in those cases, you'll think something just minorly went wrong, but it's not going to work for you. And you're going to be laughing on your
Give me
own
a sip,
self.
man. I'm really thirsty. I'm not even. The canteen is far off and I'm really thirsty. Go take it. I'm not giving you. No way. Fine. See, I have a plan here. I'm going to use reverse psychology. I'm going to tell him to not give me Coke, but actually he's going to end up giving me his Coke. So I'm going to get my Coke. Watch. Alright, one sip. Come on, don't do this.
I'm not even. I told you already, right?
Fine, I'm not going to have Coke from you for the next 2 weeks. Go.
Oh, cool. Don't have it. Forever. Don't have it forever, dude.
Can you believe what actually happened? I actually didn't get to have Coke from you for the next 2 weeks, man. Backfire!
The concept of little is more is actually a contradiction in itself, but this is based on the concept and understanding of reverse psychology. Now, a lot of psychologists have somehow gotten this thing into everyone's heads, and people believe in general, at least some of them, that having simplicity is the best design possible. This has been extended all over to designs of
Luxury
rooms and
Portfolio
houses
Fine Property
and
Collection is proud
abstract
to present
art
this dramatic
and
villa in San Jose,
even stuff
Ibiza,
like an
Spain.
Apple computer. I mean, there's nothing
the
too
minimalist
fancy
design
about it,
provides
but it's
stunning
still so
contrast
fancy.
to the verdant countryside.
So this is the best part, where you have the simplest of designs and the plainest looking things, which actually come out to be the most classical and best looking in the end. And this has given rise to the greatly accepted and widely used concept of minimalism. You know, I was saying earlier that you can even get your ex back. Well, this is your secret weapon, reverse psychology. After the breakup, generally, you always try and find out what you did wrong. You always beg for a second chance and promise that I won't do anything wrong next time, please take me back. And you always call and text and whine. And to an extent, this is what your ex expects from you anyway. And then people always tell you to move on because you'll find someone else and all that. But here is the thing. You don't have to do all that. You can still get your ex back. Wondering how? This is how. Your first move is exactly that you shouldn't do any of what you expected yourself to do. That means, do not call or text all the time. Do not beg for a second chance. Don't promise that things will be different and whine about them. Don't try and find out what you did wrong all the time and keep nagging at your ex. This will just make things better, and this will only increase the chances of you getting back with your ex. This is reverse psychology, where it's like a secret weapon. It's magic. I mean, your ex will just be thinking, what's wrong with him? Why isn't he or she thinking about what he should do? Is someone else in his life? And a lot of things would follow after that. And basically, it's just psychology of the mind that gives you this advantage over actually doing all that you should be. If you don't believe me, just go try it. Closely associated with reverse psychology in psychotherapy is the technique of the paradoxical intervention. This technique has also been called prescribing the symptom or anti-suggestion. Here the technique employed is to frame the therapist's message so that resistance to it promotes change, that is, paradoxical prescriptions. Such interventions can have a similar impact as humor in helping clients cast their problems in a new light. And by going with and not against the client's resistance, the therapist makes the behavior less attractive. Another very interesting and new concept is that of paradoxical marketing. In a world today where everything is expected to be available in plenty, less availability has emerged as a new selling point, and by engaging in such a restricted anti-marketing ploy, the brands have really done something for themselves. The result can be what the Japanese call a secret brand: no regular retail outlets, no catalog, no web presence apart from a few cryptic mentions. And people like it, believe me, because it's almost impossible to find. I mean, there's a banner telling you, do not enter, this is not for you. And I'm sure you're going to be excited and encouraged to enter and check out what's behind that banner for you. If you've reached the end of this video by now, you'd realize that you have also been a victim of reverse psychology. That's all for now for me. Thanks for watching. Bye.